Welcome to your daily 5-minute crypto brief with Satoshi and Nova. Today is July 8th, 2025. I am Nova.
I am Satoshi.
Okay, so let's dive right in. The immediate market, what's the picture looking like?
Well, the last 24 hours saw a bit of a pullback, sort of across the board. Bitcoin dipped to roughly $107.09K.
Okay.
Ethereum fell about 2%, and major alts like Solana and XRP, they were down too. Even the meme coins, Doge, Shiba Inu, saw dips.
Right, so prices are down. Does that mean sentiment has soured? Or is there something else going on there?
Well, that's the fascinating part. You'd think maybe panic, right, looking at the prices.
Yeah.
But the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, which measures sentiment, it's actually at 65. Still well into greed territory. It is down 8 points from yesterday, so there's a definite cool down. But it's nowhere near fearful. It suggests investors are maybe cautious, but still broadly positive, not fleeing,
Okay, cautious optimism. But it's not just market moves, is it? The macro policy side seems pretty active. What's happening there?
Indeed. Some fresh uncertainty injected there.
Yeah.
President Trump announced a 25% tariff on imports from Japan and South Korea. That's effective August 1st.
Wow, okay. That's big.
Yeah, and it definitely rattled global markets, crypto included. Traders tend to move away from risk assets in these situations.
So Bitcoin acted like a risk asset?
Initially, yes. It fell alongside stocks. Analysts are warning that, worsening trade conflicts could push Bitcoin below key levels, like maybe $100.
But does this also raise that other question about Bitcoin potentially becoming like a decentralized safe haven if the dollar weakens because of all this?
That's the longer-term debate, exactly. Short-term, it often trades with risk assets during shocks. But if these tariffs lead to a prolonged weaker dollar, could that fundamentally shift Bitcoin's appeal? Make it look more like that inflation hedge or store of value? It's a really key question this environment brings up.
Okay, shifting gears slightly, there's some positive buzz around Solana ETFs, right?
Big news there. The U.S. SEC is actually fast-tracking Solana ETF applications. They've asked applicants for revised filings by the end of July.
End of July, that's quick.
Very quick. This could make Solana only the third crypto after Bitcoin and Ethereum to get a U.S. spot ETF. Think about the potential institutional inflows that could unlock.
Now, I did see something about a minor delay. Fidelity's application got postponed. Does that dampen things?
A minor setback, yeah, but the overall momentum seems strong. Insiders apparently still see like a 90% plus chance of multiple Solana ETFs getting approved by the end of the year.
So the altcoin ETF train is still very much on the tracks.
Definitely seems that way. Institutional interest clearly goes beyond just BTC and ETH.
Okay, now for something, well, frankly, astonishing. This Satoshi era whale moving 80,000 Bitcoin. That's what, $8.6 billion?
An incredible amount. Dormant for 14 years, then boom, moves it all on July 4th.
You'd expect the market to completely freak out, right? But it didn't.
Barely flinched. That's what's so interesting. Bitcoin only dipped about 1.3%. It looks like it wasn't a sell-off, just moving coins to new addresses, probably for security reasons.
So what does that tell us? The market just absorbed an $8.6 billion move.
It really highlights the market's resilience now. The liquidity seems deep enough to handle these massive internal transfers without causing widespread panic. It signals a certain maturity, doesn't it?
It really does. Speaking of complex situations, though, what's the latest development with the FTX estate payouts?
Yes, another significant event. The FTX estate has had to pause claims payouts to 49 countries.
49? Why?
Due to legal uncertainties. Essentially regulatory complexities across different jurisdictions. It freezes about 5% of total creditor claims, which is around $800 million.
Oof. That's a huge blow for those creditors, especially, I hear, for users in China.
It is. It really underscores the ongoing messiness and complexity of these large crypto bankruptcies and how global regulation, or lack thereof, impacts real people waiting for their funds.
Yeah.
It just hammers home why clarity and caution are so important.
Absolutely. And one last quick point, Binance made some adjustments.
Yeah, just today, Binance tweaked its multi-asset margin collateral ratios.
Yeah.
Basically, they're making it a bit harder for traders to get over-leveraged on certain coins using margin.
So tightening the screws a bit on risky borrowing.
Exactly. These are, proactive risk management tweaks. It shows major exchanges are trying to shore things up, fortify against instability, which at the end of the day is a positive signal for market integrity, right?
Right. Building a stronger foundation. Okay, so let's bring all this together. For you, our listener, navigating this complex picture, what's the main takeaway?
I think it comes down to vigilance and balance. The market's showing surprising resilience in some ways, like with that whale move. But these macro uncertainties like the trade wars and the ongoing regulatory stuff like FTX, they could definitely bring more volatility.
So keep your eyes peeled, especially what are the key dates or events coming up?
Definitely watch late July and early August. That's the time frame for potential trade war escalations and potentially those big SEC decisions on the Solana ETFs.
Right. Those could be major turning points for the market's direction.
They really could.
Okay, so here's a final thought for you to mull over as we wrap up. We talked a lot about the short-term noise, the dips, the policy shifts, but stepping back, crypto adoption, the underlying innovation, that's undeniably moving forward. So what does that bigger picture mean for the future of digital assets? And maybe more importantly, how does it shape your own investment thinking beyond just the day-to-day price action? Enjoyed the brief? Please like and subscribe. We deliver fresh market updates, macro signals, and crypto news daily in just 5 minutes. Live streams coming soon. Stay tuned.